Hello, it's Leigh here. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Welcome to Margarete Miller, week 20. So the prompts for this week are thread or pieces of fabric, a famous person, something you see through the window in whichever form, postcard or a letter, a date written out, and the bonus is something blue. The first thing I'm going to do is decorate my page because I'm going to be doing it I think across two. I like to do it across two. So that will be this and this. I'm going to stick down some music paper, and I've got some napkin, printed napkin, and this was given to me by Frankie. So thanks, Frankie. This is another gorgeous one. I love this one. I'm going to put that as a frame around my my collage, my base. And I've also selected a few of the prints, the jelly prints that I've made when I've just been playing around. So that was a stencil from PM Artist Studios. It's more of the same butterflies. I'm not sure what or if any of these I will use. It's got some nice ones there. Love this. Love the gold. It's just gorgeous. And these are just little bits of rice paper that I was just mucking around on. There's another butterfly on that. It's probably hard to see in this light. It's a nice one, but this is one of my favourites. So that came out really well. They're too big to use. But anyway, I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of them. It's absolutely pouring with rain here. So I think I won't bother about talking while I'm doing this because it's too hard to do over the rain. So I'll just jump in when I need to say something to you, let you know what I'm doing. But firstly, I'm going to apply, collage some of these music sheets on, and then put the tissue paper on. Then I'm going to be gessoing and probably using a bit of ink. I want my actual collage to be small this time, and I just want the page to be the main feature. First thing I need to do is get some glue, get that all stuck down. So I've got my nori paste here. I'm going to glue these down in strips, and I've got some other things that I want to use on the page as well. And this will help stabilize the book paper, because this is only, it's not meant to have paint and things on it. It's not art paper, it's just your basic old run-of-the-mill paper in a planner that I never used. And that's just about going to cover that up anyway. And I've got some strips of paper here that I'll fill in the spaces with. I'm going to glue down, actually I'll glue down some of this stuff first, I believe. Getting some of the more neutral ones out of it. Now that I said that I wouldn't talk, and actually stopped raining. Okay, so I'm going to do this page first. This is the one that my collage is actually going to go on to. So I want to get that one done first. Get that down. So I hope you're all having a good day. I said, but raining here again. Big flood warnings. It just never ends. This is our third lot this year. We're not in any danger ourselves, but you just feel so sorry for the people that, they've been flooded 2 or 3 times this year. It's horrible for them. I'm going to glue this on upside down, so my apologies to the sock folders. I don't like things upside down, but I do. I quite like things upside down, inside out, back to front. Oh, I was wondering where this piece of paper came from. It's the back of this other one. Oh, here comes the rain again. That's upside down too. Okay, that'll do for that page. I'll do the same on this and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've got all that stuck down, and the next thing I'm going to do is glue down my napkin. And I just want to get that paper backing off. It's probably got 3 layers, I'd imagine. I think that comes too far into the page. So I'm going to take it back a bit, unfortunately. I'll put that on there. So I'm just going to use glue stick to glue that down. The other glue is still a little bit tacky, so it is actually sticking it down for me. without having to do anything. It's probably because it's so humid here at the moment. Oh, that tore there. That's all right. Oops. I'd rather tear it now than later on, so I'm just going to smush that blob of glue around, push that back in a couple of places. I'll do the same over here as well. Just going to trim that off. Save those pieces for something later on. Okay, so that's that page done. I just need to put something on this page. Actually, I might use the leftover bit rather than cut into that. I'll save that for something else. So glue that along there. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. Tidy that up a little bit. Down the bottom. I do want to put some gesso on the page. I've just got my Montmartre gesso here. I'll use the same brush that I used with my glue. Just want to go over the original papers just to knock them back a little bit. Because I want this to stand out. It's so beautiful. Love it. So I hope you like the way I do my Margarete Millers. I prefer to make them into like an art journal page. I think it suits my style better because firstly I'm an artist rather than a journal maker, and so painting and creating art is what I do firstly and foremost. Having to do just a straight collage is a bit stifling for me. I like to let loose and go a little bit crazy sometimes and make my collages a fusion of art and journaling. So I'm happy with the way that's looking. So I'm going to just gesso this page. So if you do find value in my videos, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you've got time, that's even better. And subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel already, that'd be great. Let me know if there's something in particular that you want to see or want to learn how to do. And if I know how to do it, I'll show it to you. I'm happy to do anything. I'm open to all suggestions. I just love creating things. You can see the difference that it's made adding the gesso on. So it's taken away the yellowness of the old music paper. It sort of makes these other bits that I collage with. Blend in a little bit more. Doesn't have to be a perfect coat, just rough. It's also helping to create some texture on the page. Okay, so let's have a look at that. I'll just put some more white on that. It's starting to show through again. Because the gesso is semi-transparent, as it dries, what's underneath does have a tendency to show through. Which is great if that's what you want. And I do, but I just don't want as much of it showing through. Don't think I need to do too much on that. Around here I will. Don't want to cover up that stamp too much. You see the stamp there? I'm not sure how old this music paper is, but it's pretty old by the look of the colour of the page. And the price was like 2 shillings or something like that, so depending where it was sold. I think it was 1966 when Australia and New Zealand, well, there was a year apart. New Zealand was 1 year behind Australia, I think. So 1966 and 1967, I think, were the years when they got rid of pounds, shillings and pence and went to decimal currency. So it has to be at least, what's that make it? 56 years. I reckon it's older than that. Way older. I did pick up one piece when I was looking through it, because I actually bought a whole box of music paper from the Salvation Army, no, sorry, Lifeline store. I just wanted a few pages, and when I was looking at them, every time I picked something up, you know, it was all falling to pieces. So I went up to the counter and I told the lady that I'd seen it. Oh, darn. And wanted to know, you know, can she give me a price for the whole box? And she's looking at it, and she said, yeah, that's fine. And she's looking at it, and she's sort of scratching her head, and she said, oh, I'll ask someone else. And I thought, yeah, they're going to want $20 or something like that for it. But anyway, I decided that I would pay 10. That was what I wanted to pay. And when she come back, the other woman had said $5, and I said, well, I was going to offer you 10, so I'll give you 10 anyway, because it was worth it to me. So I need to let this dry for a little bit before I can do anything else to it. So I'll dry that off and return. That's all nice and dry, and I've given it a coat of clear gesso on top, and that will help make it stick down the tissue, the serviette I should say, napkin, get it right, and it will also help other things stick to the top of it. One thing I would like to do is I've got this stencil from PM Artist Studio, so it's a Semic writing, excuse me, and I would like to put some of that on here, just down there I think, with some texture paste. Where's my spatula? There it is. And of course that means we're going to have to wait for that to dry. Things aren't drying very well here today with all the rain that we've got. Everything feels wet. I wanted to do something in one of my journals, and the page felt soggy. It was horrible. So I'm going to, it's down there, and on this side I'm going to put it up in this corner. Get it on there right. So I think I'll use my heat gun to dry that off. I'm really enjoying doing this. It's so fulfilling for me to do this type of mixed media. Love it. I love combining the stenciling and the collaging and a little bit of painting and everything. Okay, so that's, oh, that's a bit messy. That's all right. That's that done. Just need to wipe the stencil off so this texture paste doesn't set on there. Okay, put that to the side and we'll use my heat gun to dry that off. I don't think that's dry, but I'm going to let it cool for a bit and then hit it with some more heat. But I want to look at the prompt: thread or threads, pieces or piece of fabric. So I've got some metallic threads that I bought from the $2 shop. They're terrible. You can't use them in your sewing machine. They're good for collage work and that sort of thing though. That's about all they're good for. They just break. Just breaks like that. You can't put that through your sewing machine. A famous person. I don't know who this is. This is a reproduction from Adamo Prints. It was a digital download that I got. This lady's on the cover of this magazine, so it's a 1923 magazine. I don't know who she is. She's obviously famous for something. She's an actress or something. So she's my famous person. So something you see through the window. At the moment, all I can see is rain and my pot plant. So I've got a plastic fern leaf that I'm thinking I might use as a stamp to put a leaf pattern in there. The next item is postcard or letter, or a portion of it, and the last one is a date written out. So I've got this postcard that was sent in 1998 and it has actually got a date written on there. It says it's the 30th of June. Who cares? I don't know what that means. I can take a piece of that out and I'll take this off and just blot out the address of the people. I don't know whether they might still live at that address. But 1998, so how long ago is that? 24 years ago. But it was sent from England, from Southampton, on the 3rd of July 1998. It cost 37 cents to send it to Brisbane. And the bonus is something blue. Well, I've got some blue. That's blue. That's blue. I've got plenty of that taken care of. Just want to check this paste. That's still a bit damp. Gonna give that another dry. I've got my favourite text stamp here, so I want to just put a little bit of text on this. I'm just trying to decide what colour to use. I'm going to go for antique linen, which is a yellowy sort of colour. The other choice would be speckled egg. So I'll try the yellow first. Well, it's a yellow. Well, it's not meant to be yellow, but it is a yellowy colour. Yeah, I always have problems working out which way that goes. I think that's up the right way. The last time I used it, I stamped upside down, but you can't read it anyway, so I don't think anyone noticed. Just pop it over here in case it's... Yeah, it's only barely noticeable, but it does add something. I won't put it there. So I'm going to do something else there. Where else? Just across there, I think. Put a bit of the speckled egg on there. I should probably clean this stamp one day. Stands out a little bit better, a little bit more noticeable. Okay, that's enough of the stamping. Right, so I've got an acrylic block that I'm going to put some ink on. Yeah, might as well go with this colour. I really don't want to wet anything too much. Strip some on this side as well. When I was drying that before, I noticed the there is a pile of palm or something in the background there, and I was thinking that that could possibly be my plant for outside. Let's see. Postcard. Let's tear that bit off. There's my date and my postcard. I'm going to tear around the edge of it. I like it to have a nice rough edge. Sorry, Queen. Just tore through the Queen stamp. I'm going to go around that with some something like vintage photo or along those lines. So what have we got? Walnut stain, that'll do. I've also got leaves in that napkin that I glued on there. I think she goes well with that, the colour. Looks like she's holding a sword. I wonder if she was in a pirate movie or something at some point. Right, so I've got that. And I'll put some more of that postcard in here. I think it's better when she's there. I don't want their address showing, so I need to cover that up. It's going to ink over it. Probably makes it look even more distinct. I'm going to scratch up that bit of the postcard. That's better, you can't read it now. I wonder if they were on that boat. That's the QE2, which is Queen Elizabeth II. Maybe they were on the boat themselves. Like that, like that. The date. Actually, there's a date here too. With some of this horrible thread. I'm not sure which colour to use. The green looks quite nice. So here's another problem that I had with it. You can't find the end of it. And you can get bits of it off, but it's all, I don't know where it's actually meant to come off. It doesn't. So you're just pulling it off all willy-nilly. I'm going to use heaps of it just to try and get rid of it. Use the green. Just going to tangle it all up. And I love the way the light is catching that. Can you see that? Where should that be? Somewhere like that. Somewhat underwhelming, isn't it? I think I need to put some more inks and things on this. It's a bit dull. Bit dull. What have we got? We've got some green. I have cracked pistachio, that's really green. And this forest, what is it? Cottage ivy. I'll try a bit of that with the paintbrush. I'm not sure. It's not too bad, I guess. I'll just run it over that texture paste. Don't mind that. I actually like this colour better. Yeah, I think that's brightened it up a little bit actually. It's oxide ink. Distress oxide. I'll put a little bit on here. Like that. Ooh, areas that don't have any colour, any real colour I should say, just to give it a little bit of a lift. Take it across the top and the bottom. I'll do something similar on the other side. So it doesn't matter too much this side here because this is just the supplementary page. Doesn't even have to be here. So I'm going to paint the lettering on this side as well with that oxide ink. I'm not sure about this green now. Just put that to the side for the time being and have a little think about what I want to do. I did want to cut her out to begin with. Cut her out and maybe give her some butterfly wings. I'm going to try and cut a little bit of the black around her so it sort of looks a bit like she's been inked. Yeah, I think she looks better when she's away from her background. Where's that postcard? I'll pop her on there. I've got that other piece of it. Doesn't seem to be enough stuff here. I'll put her on the postcard. Posted on board Queen Elizabeth II. Well, that's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? That she looks like she's dressed like a pirate. And the people who sent the postcard are on a ship. So pop her on there like that. And the thread, that's the other thing. Might have to use some of this gold if I can get any off. Because I don't like the green. Change my mind about that. I have got that piece, I don't know where it came from, but it just happened to land in the middle of the page somehow. I should put that on there. It's like it was meant to be in there. Just gonna split it a little bit. Bit of green on it. Put that there. And these gold pieces, I'm not sure where I'm going to put them. In my hair. Actually, I'm looking at this plastic leaf and I'm thinking use this green here, green ink. And stamp that on there. I'm just going to try it on this page to see whether it works. Sort of. I don't know if the brayer might work better. Not really. Did I use the wrong side? Let's try the other side. I don't really care if this side gets ruined. It's a bit better. Can't really tell what it is. That doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's pop you over there and see if I can get an imprint of this leaf over here. That's not too bad. So that's my outside thing, because out the window I can see my pot plants. Oops. Not the greatest, but anyway. Okay, so let's go back to here. I wonder what some green would look like around the edge of that. Just going to put a little bit. Yep. I know this isn't how you're supposed to use this ink, but who's going to dob me into the ink police? So that's going to go there. Should do the same on this one. Get a bit of it green on it. A little bit. Okay. I can't remember where I was going to put the date. She can go on there. I'll put her like that, because then she's got the Queen Mary, or the Queen Elizabeth thing there. Just going to spread that green through that cotton. Put that on there. And I'm not going to worry about the gold. So that's what I'm going to do. Where's my paste? What a mess this desk is. You wouldn't believe what it looks like. So I'll put this one down first. Okay, I don't know where we got to. I just realised that my camera had stopped recording, but I've stuck everything down. I'm just putting the prompts down over on this side. Pop them there somewhere. Some other little bits of thread here. I think I'll put some more over here, but leave it that natural colour. Down the side. Actually, I've got a little piece of terry toweling here. Let's see if I can get some thread off that. Here we go. Like that. That's where it's been torn, so it's nice and thready. Maybe a piece there. Just a little bit. Over here I've got a bit more of that postcard, so I'll stick that down. You gonna stick or what? Come on. It's getting a bit thick there, I think. And that little bit can go there. Little tangle. Now, am I missing something? Apart from glue there. Okay. So the thread, the famous person, something you see through the window. Well, I see my pot plant, so I tried to stencil some leaves with that plastic leaf here on this. But I also have leaves and pot plant or plants in this napkin. Postcard that's there, the date is there, something blue was the bonus. Oops, get off me. there's blue in the napkin. So I'm thinking some splatters, because it's the splatters that matter. I think I'll use my watercolour paints. Got my metallic watercolours here. And I will splatter some different colours around. If I can get the lid open. Okay, helps if you pull it the right way. Oh look, it's got to be gold, doesn't it? I really need to order myself a new gold. This is just about run out. See how that soaks in. Because I've put the gesso over it, I think it's going to not absorb all the coloured paint, the gold, which it usually does, the napkins, when you do that. I'm just going to run that along there. Just to get rid of the paint off the brush more than anything. And I think some black. The last time I used this black watercolour paint, looked really nice. Or was it the other one? Might have been the other one. Yeah, this is the metallic one. It turns like a grey colour. Okay, forget that. I'm not using that one. I have my watercolour pencils. Would like to just put a few something or others on there. Colour. Black, I guess. Just to put a little bit of, you know, shadows, just to make these stand out a bit. So I'm actually dipping the pencil straight into my water. And then I can come over it with my watercolour brush, or just a wet brush, and spread it a little bit further. Just going to go over them a little bit. Just got a damp brush now. I'm just going to activate that. See the difference it makes when you actually add water with a brush. Just going to take that down a little bit, because I can. And I'm just going to run that wet brush around this. Okay. I really want to put one of these butterflies on here. I got this out because I thought I might use it for my something blue. Just going to cut it in half and see how it would fit on there. It's just been printed on tissue paper. Actually it's not tissue paper, it's greaseproof paper. Or you might call it deli paper where you come from, because then it could be another blue thing for me. I don't know. Doesn't really look that blue, does it? What about there? No, I don't like it. It's It's missing the bottom of one part of its wing, the way that I printed it. So I don't like the way it sits. Over here on a corner, maybe it looks a bit better. No, I'm not going to use it after all that. We'll leave it as it is. Okay, I do have this colour. What's that going to look like if I just put some mark making on here? Just a couple of little touches here and there. Some there and maybe some here. Lightly around that, so just makes it stick out a little bit. And I wonder if I should use this to do my little border around the edge, or should I go for something completely different like yellow? Just do the yellow. You probably wouldn't even notice it's there. It's just subtle, isn't it? Just a little touch is all it needs. A little touch of brightness. Oops, try and keep it a bit straighter. I should get these pencils out more often. I hardly ever use them. I don't think they've ever, like, they're in their original state, put it that way. I've never sharpened them. Okay, how's that looking? Just a couple of little bits of yellow. I want to keep doodling. I feel like doodling. It must be because our doodling challenge is coming up next week. I'm in the mood for doodling. I'll put that one away. Alrighty, I think that's going to do it. So everything's on there. So that's week 20 of Margarete Miller. So don't forget to check out Julie's collage for week 20. I'll put a link in my description box for you, so you can go straight over there and have a look when you finish watching this. If you're going to be taking part in the doodling challenge, post your video or your Instagram or your Facebook post on or after the 18th, so that's next Wednesday. And yeah, so that'll be good. We'll have a playlist ready for you. When you put your hashtags in, make sure you get them in right, otherwise your video goes somewhere else. It will either sit on a playlist by itself or it'll get into a different playlist. So you need to put hashtag 2022 Doodle Challenge MAR. Sorry, MAY for May. Okay. So we'll leave it at that, and remember that creativity is contagious. Pass it on. Be kinder than you need to be. I'll see you in the next video. So cheers from Australia. Hooroo!